Good morning, everybody. My name is Gary, conductor of the Denver Guitar Orchestra and other things. If you are finding this video, good for you. All of the sheet music we will be discussing are on the denverguitarorchestra.com webpage. Lots of sheet music and how to play and all that stuff. And so you should go there to pick up everything. We're only working Monday through Wednesday today. Thanksgiving is at the end of the week, and we will be taking Thursday and Friday off. I'm going to put the link up on the website here so everybody can come find us. Update. And then I view the page and just make sure it works. First person in usually tells me if the sound is any good or not. And then today we're planning on playing... Let's see. Today we're playing look at how cute I am in that photo. All right. There's that. That'll work fine. We're playing Auld Lang Syne. That's new today. Christmas Is, Greensleeves, Imagine, Silent Night, and Wonderful World. So far this week. I'll probably add in one more before the end of the week. And let's see. Check this really quickly. All right, that's logged in. Let's turn the Bluetooth on. Let's go to apps. Let's see who else is in here. Elizabeth made it in. Good morning. Vic made it in, and Evelyn is here. So we got Weld County, Colorado. We have Eugene, Oregon. We have Cuenca, Ecuador. And so if anybody else is sneaking around, let us know where you're from and how the weather is there. And good morning, everybody. Let me remind those of you guys who've been around a while, Auld Lang Syne is a new version. I need you to download that for today. And I updated Christmas Is and Greensleeves over the weekend. Just mostly typo fixing. And then I think, we were already doing Silent Night. So you've got 3 sheets that you'll want to update for today. I'm doing that right now as we speak. What am I going to try to say? I'm going to try to get you guys one more piece of music, possibly 2 before Wednesday, so that we can look at all of that and make sure that you have plenty to keep yourself busy when it comes Thursday and Friday. Auld Lang Syne on guitar. I'm downloading that one, and then I'm going to download Christmas Is and Greensleeves again. I think all I did on Christmas Is was fix that one. And now I put in a couple of extra notes. I found a couple of notes that would work okay. So I added in a couple of just harmony notes. And then greens. I don't remember what I did to Greensleeves. Oh, gee, I'm sure I made it just so much better. It's only been around for 500 years. Greensleeves, guitar. Okay, so those are ready to download. Go over to download, guitar, cloud, download, okay. Download starting, 1, 2, 3, download complete. Okay, let's get out of here. All right, so we'll start with Auld Lang Syne. And guys, well, as you know, we will abandon. On Wednesday, we'll play our scales. Let's do this all 5 scales on Wednesday. So Wednesday, let's have sort of a mini get ready for the weekend kind of thing. So we'll do the 5 scales that you have, and then we will play the 5 Christmas songs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we'll play 6 Christmas songs. Can we get all that done in one hour? Probably. So yeah, we'll do that. And so we'll start with Auld Lang Syne today. Guitar, Auld Lang Syne. All right. Let's see. All right. Hopefully everybody's had a good weekend. I was writing and not getting as much up on the website as I hoped to do, but just know things are happening. Things are happening. Among the things I did this weekend was change the strings on this guitar, 3 of the strings, not all of the strings. And that was probably a mistake, but put silver wounds on the lower strings, a little softer sound. Hopefully a little more life in them. Those big heavy bronze ones were too heavy. I left this bronze one on. You can hear how much more aggressive bronze is. And then I left my heavy unwounds on here. That's where all your music comes from. Those two strings right there, you want them to speak out loudly, right? All right. Hi. Here I am. All right. So, Old Lang Syne, 3-chord song. I do want to start talking about, if you don't like the key that it's in, how you switch that stuff, and that's when we go to the ever famous circle of fifths. We're going to be working in the key of A. It's a little bit different. So those are your main chords when you're in the key of A. So A is your main chord, D is your supporting chord, and E in this case E7 is your best friend to A. So every time on a circle of fifths, wherever your main chord is, this is its best friend to the clockwise position. And so that's that. But if you don't like this key, if you're a singer and you're like, no, I don't like that, I don't like that at all, you can roll around. Okay, I'd rather play it in the key of D, which means all of my A's become D's, all of my D's become A's, and all of my E7s become G7s. Sorry, I did that wrong. All my A's become D's, all of my D's become G's, and all of my E's become A7s. And so that's how this little system works. If you wanted to transpose the song into the key of G in this little thing I bought. Now you're in the key of G, so you can play all the A's become G's, all of the D's become C's, and all of the E's become E7s become D7s. So just keep the relationship of the chords the same based on where you are on the circle of fifths. And of course, everybody has a different one. This is just one that I bought with a little thing on here so I could talk about it. And that gives you an opportunity, for those of you who like to sing, to change your keys without using a capo, right? You don't really need to use a capo. You just need to learn to know your chords, and then you can do that. Let's see. Oh, Pauline, cool and cloudy, and Pauline is in California. No rain expected, though. Well, we'll take a cool and cloudy day, right? From time to time. All right. Old Lang Syne, you have an introduction. Glad you're here, Pauline. Nice introduction. And then we sing through should old queens be forgot, blah, 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 down to measure 20, and then back up to 5, play down through the end, and skip measure 20 on the last time through. The Old Lang Syne, I think, roughly translate into long, long ago. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot? And in the long, long ago, I think is how that's really thought about. Let's do your chords first. A chord. Root notes on 5. Okay. Then you're going to go to E7. Root notes on 6. And then you're going to have some D's showing up. Okay. And your root notes on 4. That's your open D string. Okay. We'll do it as written all the way down, and then do it a second time. First time through, do one system with your right hand, and the second time through, think of another system. You are in 4, so you can get away with 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. We'll skip the intro. We'll just start at measure 5. 1, 2, 3. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and old lang syne pages and turning. Sein, my dear, for old lang syne. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and old lang syne? Should old acquaintance for old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne? For take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. And I should have mentioned, I'm aware that I can't sing. I am aware of that. All right, but you got the idea. If you are a singer, you can strum it, you can plug it, you can. The arpeggios actually work really nice on that. Anything that is British from the 16th, 17th, 18th, or 19th centuries, you can arpeggio it, and it'll be fabulous. I didn't get all my coffee drunk this morning, and so we're in trouble. Let's run through the melody. Okay, got a little intro, and then let's just play through the melody one time, make sure you know what's going on. Not overly complicated, but there are some fours in here, so make sure you're using your pinkies for the fours. I don't think other than that there's really any rules you should follow, but probably just first position, making sure your pinky's on 4. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. 2, 3. And so on. Then you repeat it again, of course. I have to sneeze. Come on. So the chords are, there it is. The chords are level 1 chords for the most part, E7 instead of E. Melody, not terribly tough. The 4s are a little bit challenging. We don't have 4s in level 1. And so it's, we have a 5 in level 1 in Row, Row, Row Your Boat, but in level 1, we don't have any 4s. So that can be one of those things that you start to get a bad habit on, is having your ring finger jump up to grab 4s, and that pulls your whole hand out of position. So talk yourself into always playing 4s with your pinky, unless there's a very good reason not to. And then finally, let's go. We're dig into the tough acts. This is where this song really shines. This is really a great instrument. The song, the words itself are pretty rough, but the instrumental side of this, I think, is really quite lovely. And so let's take a moment to run through that. By the way, you play this song one time every year, right? So we'll play it for the next 6 weeks, getting you ready for that one time. All right, from the top, remember, grab your A. First note's not in the chord, right? It's a 2 here. So I usually will just drop my ring finger to play that 2, and then a chord, bunch more 2s. Go to your E7, big strum, rest stroke on 1. Okay, and then slide up, grab the 2, and then grab the 0, 2, O, and then a little A chord, a couple of 4s, and then back to your A chord. Okay, so that's just decorative, and now the real song starts at the end of measure 4. Little A, 1, 2, 2. E7, 2-0, A chord, 2-2, O, and then a nice D chord. I love that moment. Hit the 2, nice A chord, bunch of 2s, E7, 2-0, 2-0, little A chord, to 4s. And just a brief pause to mention, when I'm holding the A chord and I got to reach way out to the A, it's not pleasant, right? And it took, when I first started getting back into guitar, this was one of the challenges I had to face was, hey, I got to tuck this pinky while I'm holding an A chord. I got to tuck this pinky into reaching up there. A lot of times in A and in D, you're going to have that note right there as F sharp, and it's going to show up. And so just know that note's going to come up, and it is going to be one of those you're like, oh, I hate that note for a long time. And then one day you're like, okay, fine, I'm going to use my pinky on the 4s like Gary told me to. Okay, page 2. Let's go. Full A chord. 2-2-2. A7. E7. 2. A chord. Couple of 2s. O, and then the D chord. Okay, 2-3-2. A chord. 2-2-2. E7. 2-0-2. Little A chord here. 4-4. And then we would repeat. What I would say as I was working through, my guitar is going to be out of tune all day today, guys. As I am working through that and thinking about those 4s that are showing up, your chord consistently shows up right after that. So you are going to have to hang on to that A chord the entire time when you're getting those 4s. Very unpleasant little activity. But once you get it, then you don't have to worry about it. It's going to sound fine. All right, so let's play it together. We'll play it twice through. Remember, the second time you come through, you go back to measure 5. I recommend you take a highlighter and put it at the beginning of measure 20 and also at the beginning of measure 5 so your eye tracks more carefully. Yeah, hey, our Jennifer. Jennifer has a real job, so she can attend hit or miss here and there, but she's a good musician, so she knows how to get caught up real quick. So again, the yellow, it doesn't have to be yellow, but whatever highlighter you have, at the beginning of measure 20, that's the place where you have to make a decision. Am I going to play into measure 1 and to repeat number 1? And if I am, then that means I'm going to go back. If I don't play into that, I'm going to jump over and finish the song. And so that's why I say put some highlighter at the beginning of measure 20. That's your decision point, whether you're going to do the song again. And then obviously I think most songs, I would say that's probably fair to say, 51% of the songs, we're going to go back to the beginning of the song. But very, very often we don't go back to the beginning of the song. We go to some other measure, and this song is perfect. So if you don't put a highlighter at the beginning of measure 5, your tendency is your eye is going to track up to measure 1, and then you're going to be like, shoot, that's not where I'm supposed to be. And so then you jump down to measure 5. Oh, hey, Nancy, welcome. Do you take the A chord off to get the 1 in the 5th measure? It's complicated. There's several places in this song where you have that, and I'll talk about measure 6 as well. So I'm on this A chord, should hold. Now, how do I get to that 1? Yeah, probably going to pull the chord. You could theoretically do this A chord with just middle ring and pinky, and then have your index finger available. But that seems like an awful lot of work to me. So I'm probably I've got a dotted quarter note to get the chord in. Hold. And then I'm going to pull my fingers. The nice part about that is if you've hit the 5th string properly, it's not held down anyway. So it's going to continue to ring through the measure. And that way you get part of the chord still pulling through, helping you make it sound prettier. So, but I'm probably I'm probably going to pull my chord there. I think it gets a little more complicated in measure 6 as well, because you're on an E7 and your next melody note's a 2. So do you come down and play it with your middle finger, or do you push your index finger up to get the 2? I've played it both ways. I'm not necessarily sure one is any better than the other. I think part of that depends. If you are somebody who hates this sound, that sound, one, you should get over it, because that's the sound of real musicians playing real music live and in color. When you buy an album, they don't have that on there, right? You don't hear those, because there's a guy who takes those off. That's the sound engineer. That's part of the mastering process, is to go through and take off your string squeaks. And so when you buy an album, which you should stop doing because you're a guitarist now and you don't need to buy anybody else's music, you create the music. But if you were to buy one, against Gary's better judgment, they've gone through and taken off those squeakies. Okay. But as a live performer, you're going to make those squeakies. And so then that comes down to the question, all right, at E7, I play this E7. Now my next note's a 2. Do I make that squeaky noise and hit the 2, which I'm fine with? Or do I pull my middle finger down and I lose that chordal note to get the 2? Both of those are legitimate choices. I think you kind of decide as a performer which one's most likely to result in success, right? Or more importantly, which one's going to cause the greater tragedy. For me, it's usually sliding forward. I figure I'm going to get that one pretty readily every time. So you have a couple of moments in this song that are exactly go to Nancy's question about, hey, I got this moment, I'm holding this chord, but the melody's not cooperating. What's the best choice? That happens all the time in arrangements. Basically every single song I will run them to some situation where, shoot, what should I do? Well, I'm either going to have to lose the chord, or I'm going to have to do some very weird fingering. And I think with the guitar, losing the chord is not... well, let me put it this way. With the guitar, losing the chord can be quite dramatic, because this has so much sustain that you really do hear it when you have to pull the chord away. On the other hand, you also have to think about playability. If I'm a fully trained master's degree candidate in classical guitar, one, I'm probably not playing music that has that question even come up. And two, I have worked around all of the fingering to not run into that situation. That's why a lot of times when you hear advanced level guitarists, they're only playing guitar music that's written for guitar. They're not necessarily grabbing other music from other genres and other places, because weird problems come up that aren't necessarily solvable. And so that's a huge generalization, of course, but I think a lot of times when you hear really fine classical guitar players, they're playing guitar music that's written for the guitar, and that composer knows about these issues, right? Whereas if you're grabbing it from another instrument and putting it onto guitar, you run into issues that aren't necessarily readily solvable based on the restrictions that we have on our instrument, which is a good thing, which just makes the problem solving even more fun. All right, let's play. That's a long talk about Auld Lang Syne. Let's play it, okay? 2 times through. And remember, on the second time through, don't play measure 20 and play measure 21, okay? From the top, 3-beat count. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. 1, 2, 3. sounds like the song. Sounds about right to me. I forgot I was going to play Claw the second time through, and I just straight up forgot. But it really does work with Claw as well. Whoops. Okay, so hopefully you'll go back through and take a minute to try it with your Claw. It obviously this song gets played a lot for one night a year, and so lots of different ways to play it, and I think this is just very peaceful and sort of pensive and thoughtful about, hey, friends from long ago, hopefully we won't forget them. New strings. Elizabeth, did you get your strings on? I know you were working on it last night. I meant to ask when you came in. Elizabeth decided she was going to do her own strings. I noticed an email came through. She says, I'm working on it. And so hopefully that went well for you. I think it's not a bad idea for everybody to know how to change their own strings. I don't necessarily recommend it on a regular basis, however, because it does take up a whole lot of time. You'll lose 2 hours easy the first time you play strings. So let's see now. So there's our new song of the week. I'd like to play through Christmases and Greensleeves to make sure that I have made the corrections that I meant to make on this. I think the only thing I did on Christmases was on page 2, measure 18, I put a normal C minor chord. That's for those of you guys that want to sing. You can just play the basic entry-level chord shapes and sing, and that way there's a little less work. Sometimes with tough acts, we end up doing some fancy chording in order to get the melody in underneath our fingers, and so the chords that show up in tough acts, for the most part, they track with the regular chords up above, but not always. And so that was one of those cases where the chord shape we're making in tough acts looks quite a bit different than the traditional C minor. As says, I was avoiding last night. Oh, they're scheduled for Tuesday. Okay. You'll have to let me know how it goes. Yeah, again, I do think it's not a bad idea for you to change strings just to find out why you're paying $35 to the guy at the local music shop. It is, and what's fascinating is now that I do a lot of string changes, it takes me 15-20 minutes to do a string change, and then when I have people who come in who've done their own, it's like it took them 2 hours and it's just not as good, right? There's a lot of things that they potentially missed. The other thing they'll do at the music shop is check your frets, check your playing action, check all that other good stuff, and do a decent setup for you. So there is a real advantage to taking your guitar to the shop once in a while. Yeah, Guitar Center file for Bankruptcy. There's no surprise there. No surprise there at all. Guitar Center. Hopefully, most of you have figured this out. It's kind of the Walmart of guitars, and it's okay. It's really been a fine place to for the industry to dump goods, but and it's gotten a lot of people started, but it is not a good store. And they ran it into the ground. That's what happens. And so, all right, Christmas is. We played this quite a bit last week, so any way you want to play it, I'm going to go ahead and do the tough acts and all the way down through 16, come back up to 5 again. Let's see, Jennifer. There's another reason to know how to change your own strings. You're like, yeah, you know what? If anybody that's going to have COVID, it's these guitar guys down at the shop. Yeah. And there's a million videos on YouTube about how I've never put together a video because I feel like that's adequately covered on YouTube. You can take a little search of that, and there's plenty of videos depending on your type of guitar. Which one is the best? Kennedy Violin in Vancouver, Washington does great setups on guitar. Yeah, really, any stringed instrument guy. It doesn't matter if they're specialized in violins or whatever, mandolins. ends. It's the same process. It's, you know, some sort of basic understanding of how the bridge works. Definitely some thought process that needs to go into the neck and the frets on the neck. If you have a metal string guitar, it'll have a truss rod through here. They want to make sure to have that set properly. It's not rocket science by any sense of the imagination, and a good setup will really make your instrument play better. So, all right, Christmas is any way you want to play it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gosh, I missed all of those. That was pretty poor. I'd like to do that again. Ow, that one made me sad. Let's do it one more time from the top. Music should make you happy. From the top. 1, 2, ready, play. A little better that time. Not great, but better. Peaceful Song, another one. Really, right? No big rush to get everything perfect on that one. I like it a lot. I can see why that was my mother-in-law's favorite song. All right, favorite Christmas song. Let's play Greensleeves. Again, another one I put a little bit of love into over the weekend. Cleaned it up just a smidge, and I don't remember what I cleaned up on this. You'd think after it being around for 440 years that I wouldn't need to continue to fix it every Christmas, but it seems like there's always something you're trying to make a little prettier, a little better, a little cleaner. All right. Oh boy, I didn't get to nearly enough emails over the weekend. Let's see. Caught up on all that. All right, Greensleeves. More popularly known as What Child Is This? We talked about the chords last week. Again, I think if you want to sing this, look at how the chord structure E minor, D, C, and B7 work on here. You find your minor chords depending on your your thing. I'm just looking here. This one has them set up kind of weird. But I don't know, should I talk about that? Because they're weird the way they're laid out on here. E minor, D, C, B7. Where does B7 show up on here? Oh, I don't want to talk about it on this one. This one's crazy. It's true what's on here. It's just in a weird order. They've got your E minor is here. You're playing in what feels like the key of G, but you're playing E minor. Your other chord here is a D, so that's the relationship there. So if you switch to a different minor configuration, that you got to maintain that E minor D. Then your C is over here, and then B7 ends up way down over here. When you're in a minor chord, it's actually kind of fun to see how the relationship's still sort of the same, but enough different where it starts to spread around quite a bit on a circle of fifths. So kind of cool to think about. All right, let's play this one. I'm going to play it through the first time, playing it with my thumb. 3 pages, goes down to 32. Second time through, I'm going to pluck it. Okay, and if you're newer, play the melody. That's what you should be doing. Okay, from the top, 1, 2. Gosh darn, I missed it. Terrible page break. Little bit of a workout on that one. It's you want that one because it's old fashioned to be kind of easy, and it's anything but. I think that it's a big pinky workout. My pinky no longer cooperates the way I wish it would, and so it is definitely one of those where I'm like waiting on my pinky to get caught up, and then plus you're all over the fretboard, which is very exciting. And those B7s with the 4 on them are pretty darn hard to play. So if you can't do what's written on the paper, come up with a reasonable alternative, making sure to always place priority on the melody, and you'll get a nice tune out of it. Let's see. How many arrangements have you done for you? Oh, total? I have no idea. I know it's hundreds. I don't know necessarily. I don't know. I can't. What I'm finding is, oh, by the way, guys, that's enough for today. What I'm finding when doing all these arrangements is in my head is like, oh yeah, we're going to do green sleeves and we'll do it on guitar and ukulele. The problem is that there's a lot of changes that have to be made between each arrangements, even though fundamentally everything's the same. But the keys don't work for some instruments, so you got to move it to a different key. Then you got to rethink the tough uke and the whole thing. So I don't know, lots and lots. I'm waiting for my Jennifer says, I'm waiting for my hands to grow. Yeah, come on, hands, keep going. Yeah, I'm waiting for my pinky to go back to cooperate. These days it's like clank, kunk. So let's not wait for those. Let's play what we can. We accept that we have limitations. A couple of you are going to end up playing for a top 40 band on American whatever that music awards was last night. As far as I could tell, there was what Good Morning America reported from last night's thing was that Taylor Swift won again and Jennifer Lopez did something sexy. That's what I know. So I'm not positive. I don't know how much real music happened on that show last night. Judgmental. And then Yeah. So I don't know. I should probably count those up, Elizabeth. That's pretty fun to think about. Several hundred, easy. I don't know. I don't know if you count arrangements of just a song as one arrangement. It's not really because he ends up getting arranged for everything. So, all right. These are all great arrangements. Thanks, Vic. I appreciate that, Lancy. Thank you. All right, guys. Tomorrow we'll run through all this stuff again. Let's see how far we can get. Let's see. We didn't play Imagine Silent Night or Wonderful World today. So let's go run through those. And tomorrow, so think that if you're practicing, I would say of all of these, Imagine is the most demoralizing, but it's also the one that's it's likely that you would play that on a year-round basis. So you might as well just go ahead and get your skill set together on that one. And yeah, so there you go. So guys, good to see all of you. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I will see all of you tomorrow. I may see a few of you later today, and I'm gonna just go hog wild on over the river and through the woods today. I'm giving it to everybody today. So you guys don't get it, but the all the other classes get it. So it's the only Thanksgiving song I'm aware of that's any good. So all right, let's see. Let's see. Possibly thousands. Total of all of the arrangements I've done in my life, I've easily done 500 of my own music. Probably more than that, 600-700 of my own tunes, plus easily another, I don't know, yeah, maybe not quite thousands, but getting there, right? Getting up to the second thousand probably. Oh, it's just a blast, it's just so much fun to have cool music come out of my hands, hopefully you're enjoying it too. Nancy, I'll see you soon. Elizabeth, thank you for everything. Elizabeth, Evelyn, yeah, we all have limitations, right? And we celebrate those. That's what makes it worth doing. If we had no limitations, why would we do it at all? Yeah, right. Pauline, Jennifer, good to see you. I'm glad you're. Hope you're up for the whole week. That would make me happy. All right, guys, I'm gonna pull the plug. I will see some of you later, and I'll see the rest of you tomorrow.